Raise your hand if you think it would be a great idea if we could just clone all our current leaders and just keep them for thousands and thousands of years. And if you think that there would be no disasters. Anybody? No one. Well, that's exactly what's going on in Apple TV's new Foundation. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bragging About Cinema and my next pilot review show for fall TV. Chugging right along. I've got quite a few, so if you're looking for something new to watch, check out my page. When I first saw the trailer for Foundation, I was blown away. I was like, oh, a sci-fi epic show. I personally don't feel like we have enough sci-fi shows on TV. They are really expensive and the audiences are small. So when I saw this, it's like, okay, gotta watch it. And I actually just listened to the audiobook to get extra prepared so that I can say, oh, the book's better. When you think sci-fi movies or shows, what are the top two that everybody debates about? You've got Star Wars and Star Trek. So we've got Foundation. Where does that fall on this scale? When I think of Star Wars, I think lots of action adventure. When I think Star Trek, I'm more of a cerebral show or movie. And I think Foundation kind of leans more towards the Star Trek. And if you're wondering, where does he fall? I actually enjoy both, and I think that's okay. The premise of the show is you have a Professor Selden who has, through some arithmetic, math, calculations, can predict the future and is predicting nothing but disaster, 20,000 years of absolute chaos if things don't change. And he takes that to the leadership, and of course they laugh at him. They don't believe him. They've been doing the same thing for thousands of years with little to no changes in people's lifestyle. And I will say, if I had known that math could tell the future, I probably would have paid a lot more attention. It's not all doom and gloom, though, because Mr. Selden has a plan. He wants to record an encyclopedia and call it Encyclopedia Galactica. And his thoughts are that recording history will preserve it, and this will make the impending doom and gloom not last as long. He cannot prevent the disaster that's coming, but he can shorten it. And that's what he tells the royal family. And of course, after he pitches this impending doom, there is a huge terrorist attack on the royal family, and something that's not ever happened before on the home planet. And that kind of kicks things off with, is he really a bad guy? Or is this his prophecy coming true? And any proud leadership or royal family, of course, does not see that they have a problem with themselves. It's always somebody else. And that's kind of what this story is about. If you watch the trailer and you saw lots of starfights, some battles, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a fun, like Star Wars high-octane show, I think you're going to be really disappointed. This is definitely a slow-moving, almost a very political show. When I listened to the audiobooks, I was a little concerned because I don't think that kind of show is something that a lot of audience members are going to really like. For reference, I watched this with my wife and my son, and afterwards they were both like, ugh. But being a sci-fi person, I actually really enjoyed it. The slow pace doesn't bother me as long as they're building characters. You got Selden, and then you've got his new protege that he recruited, and they're off to make this Encyclopedia Britannica. What really interests me is the royal family and this cloning business, because you've got the main guy who's probably around my age. You've got the older version of himself, and then they're bringing up the next generation with this little kid. So they're all three kind of ruling over the vast galaxy at the same time. I would actually go so far as to say this is like Game of Thrones in space, where the pace is kind of slow and there's a lot of character building in the beginning. It doesn't have the violence or any of the mischievousness of Game of Thrones, but it was just reminding me because it had a royal family, and we're just building a big world. This is a huge, vast vast universe. It's a pretty ambitious show, and I hope that enough people watch it where they can keep going. I saw an interview where they said they have enough to make about 7 seasons of this show, but that depends on you watching it. So if you're a big sci-fi fan, I think you should definitely give this a chance. The production value is super high. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give this one a B, just because it is a little slower paced. I don't want to fool you with a really high A+ rating, because you're still really, this is a pilot that's not pulling you in. This is giving you a taste. So bear with the show. It does get a lot better. It is really confusing though. So if you found this review helpful, please let me know below. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down if you watched it and you're like, oh, snooze fest. Or if you watched it and you're like, oh, I see what you're saying. I'm a sci-fi fan too. I'm going to keep watching this. Let me know. Because if you watch my videos, you're going to find something to brag about.